Your descriptions of the kinds of work environment, the monitoring of every moment, a kind of Taylorism that we used to read about gone mad with modern technology, um, really makes the case that people are driven out of any kind of normal or natural rhythm of life into becoming a robot. I remember the thought going through my mind as I read your chapters that the really remarkable thing about modern America isn't how we are making robots more more like people. Your book explains we're doing the opposite. We're making people more and more like a machine, like a robot, as if they had no humanity, no complexity. Anyway, is this image of things like, fast food joints or Amazon type businesses or call centers and so forth, are we looking at the future of American work? Is this the model that now every other business will follow, this rigid routinizing of work?
I think so. I tend to see capitalism as kind of a vector, and the vector is certainly pointing in that direction. So if it doesn't, it's just like Walmart was in the 90s. Everybody had to adopt the way that Walmart treated its workforce in order to be able to compete. So, like, that's sort of how they were able to keep prices down. And it involved a lot of technology that was new at the time, like these computer systems that were able to track productivity like minute by minute and second by second. And yeah, like I think even listeners with white collar jobs probably have started seeing this intruding on their own workplaces as these technologies become able to metricize more and more complicated tasks. Like, right now it's being applied. Ask your doctor the next time you're in for a checkup how metrics affect their job. Ask any lawyers, but also they are dealing with kind of the same stuff that fast food employees are, in that like everything is timed and people are always looking at you, but it's not pay like it the pay for fast food workers is obviously much worse. And so that I think gets and also fast food workers never get to speak in the media generally. So, yeah, I do think that this is the way everything's going to go. It seems like in the history of revolution or whatnot, people generally need to be hungry or like in some sort of terrible circumstance to really want to risk something. And America is not really hungry, but I do think that the way that these things have developed, the constant like stress metrics that sort of make they put people into a state of mind that is somewhat similar to like the hunger and the desperation that drive people to like, you know, rise up and actually do something, feel like trying to do something that's difficult will be superior to just sticking with whatever, stable thing that they have, regardless of how much it sucks. So I'm hoping, right?
Me too, and but I do begin to see more and more signs. I opened today's program celebrating the students at Grinnell College in Iowa who just voted 327 to 6 to unionize all hourly student workers. They now have their own, it's the first college in the United States to achieve this.
Wow. Good for them.
Yeah, and I think they are, if we had them here, I think many of them would testify that they either have worked in the kinds of places you described already, or they know friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, relatives who have, and they are in fact reacting the way you say. With that parallel, it isn't the hunger, it isn't the next sandwich they have for lunch that's missing, but it's a sense of what they're going to do with their lives that has been constricted to a point where they are almost suffocating in a mental sense.